defense from that new team from Manipur, the debutants. And here the match officials are there all ready for this game to begin. The pre-match bit of ceremonial proceedings. Lakshay once again in this Indian Oil Durand Cup had officiated the season opener. That was the iconic derby, the Kolkata derby between Mohun Bagan and East Bengal, which Mohun Bagan got past their traditional rivals with that goal from Sahal Abdul Samad. And that was in the second half, the 52nd minute. And Lakshay overall, his 11th Durand Cup game. And incredible, just one penalty in those 10 games that he had officiated. Pranay and Shubhashish, both defenders, both great friends. One stays in Kolkata and one 50 kilometers away in Barrackpore. Both from this part of the country. The toss happening and Pranay deciding the side that they defend, which would be again the southern part of the park. Shubhashish Ball is all smile, and hopefully he can smile well. And again, Panagiotis, Dylan Perez go with a 4-4-2 attacking formation. And of course made 3 changes. Mehtab, Zahid and Tangri back to the bench. And leading the line would be Sal Abdul Samad with Manved. And Apuya comes back exactly after 22 days. The last time he was on the park was in that iconic derby, the Kolkata derby. And here, Kaizad Amba Pardiwala has named an unchanged squad, the one which played against the Indian Air Force, and they got the better by 6-0. Devendra Dhakko Murgaonkar, the only one leading, but up front. But Sanan Mohammad would be the live bearer, and so would be Rainier Fernandez, who certainly found his mojo. And he knows it's a problem of plenty because so many great players and so much on the bench. And Kaizad has worked well with the young players. On the commentary area, I'm Pallab Baswalik, joined alongside the one and only former India international, the great Henry Menezes. Henry, welcome.
Thank you very much. This is going to be more than just a battle for 3 points, Pallab. It's a contest of possession against pressure, creativity against resilience, and that's going to be important to weigh up because Mohun Bagan, as soon as they get onto the field, they will look to impose themselves from the very opening of this whistle, while Jamshedpur will be ready for the fight for every ball and punish the smallest defensive error.
We are underway. The quarter-final 3 of the 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. And Mohun Bagan defending from the left and will be attacking to the right of your screen. Rahul Veke comes back. Drazic, the Serbian, is already fielded into the squad. And Avi Mittay is wonderfully gelled himself well the second season with the Mariners. Shweta passing back. It would be important that how and for how long can the Red Miners keep defending. Devendra goes down in a bit of a, could be a niggle.
Yeah, I think he's very still over there on the floor for a long time. The referee is trying to ask him if he needs any help from outside. Thought as much as he twisted on his turn there with the ball. But nevertheless, it's a great fashion that Mohun Bagan has started with a lot of possession, trying to get those channels on the wide. It'll be interesting to see how the Miners really get on with this. They have to really check on to the wides, you know. That's something that Mohun Bagan will look.
Pressure here, and the first goal for Mohun Bagan. And who else? Sal Abdul Samad. He is riding a crest of glory. He is in a dream form. A bit of defensive lapse, but Mohun Bagan wouldn't mind and could be the earliest goal in this edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. Sal Abdul Samad, he is clinical.
Look at that mistake. Absolutely give away. And Mohun Bagan is not going to keep you. They're going to test you. They're going to punish you if you give them the ball away. And look at that. A sublime pass for Sahal, who very cleanly, coolly puts that out in that. Goalkeeper out of position. They're not ready for that ball. But Sahal makes it 1-0 just in 2 minutes as the game goes by.
Fifth goal for Sahal Abdul Samad and 9 goal contributions. It's been raining here in the city of joy. And would it rain goals here? 245 minutes of absolute magic. Sahal Abdul Samad in this edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. And overall, this is his 8th Durand Cup goal. He's been in dream form. But here comes some response. Sanan Mahmood. That grounded cross defended well. Apuya coming back as a big shot in the arm for the Mohun Bagan Super Giant. Manveer from the wide area. Pratik deals well.
Yeah, I think great piece of work there from Mohun Bagan, especially Apuya. His confidence in that box where the ball he had to defend was absolutely brilliant. It doesn't seem that he's come out from a long leave, but nevertheless, he's been one of the person whom you will see screening in front of the defenders, especially 2 centre backs.
Again, it's welcome back for Rahul Veke as well. Current India international. Rodrigo, Sporting Club Delhi leads the leaderboard with Aladdin Azure. Should be in action later this evening. And Sahal with the 5th goal. Dehan Razic controls it and rolls it on for Ovimite. But done well. Sanan Mahmood. Good transition in defense. And Bala losing possession. Mite, good touch. Mohun Bagan, lovely link-up play. Thapa rolls it on. Shubhashish. Liston Colasso. His first act. He's trying to beat Prabhat Lakra there. Should be a good matchup.
A great piece of fluidity here in passing. They've used both the widths. They've started wide to wide, wanting to stretch the defense over there. They've got enough space in the middle, and with the pressure that they show when they lose the ball, they just get back into that area where they press and win the ball and just start again.
Again, lovely ball played into the box, and they're getting numbers inside the box. The Marinos and Liston. A bit of a clip from behind.
Yeah, just wondering whether that was a penalty that everybody were looking at. Look at him. He is under control of the ball. There was no ball there touched, but nevertheless brought him down from behind. But the referee just allowed play to go on.
Albino Combs in this edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup has played 285 minutes and made 5 saves, but couldn't save that one from Sahal. It had so much of quality, kept his cool, and is in great touch, Henry.
Yeah, brilliantly. When you talk about scoring hat-trick in the previous matches, you have the confidence. You come in late. You know, he's got the ability to come in late, to have the vision that the ball is going to come in behind the defenders, and that's going to be interesting. You are going to get Sahal coming in from behind, then Drashik also trying to put that ball for Manveer, who really looks at the channels between the centre backs. It's going to be interesting here because they are firing from all ends.
What is most impressive of Mohun Bagan is the interplay, that depth passing. They're making all those deep passes. Lovely bit of challenge again. Shubhashish rolls that on. That was a brilliant attempt. That one at the end of it was Manveer. Just couldn't get that right flick on with the header.
Yeah, I think that is one danger area, you know, when you talk about Manveer coming in that first post and Subhash's boys overlapping over there. They get into Liston and Subhash's get into that 2v1 and getting those balls really on that channel to get it in the danger area. This time, Subhashish fouls, gets him down, and a warning from the referee.
Things tend to get little more physical. Again, the ground conditions. Kaizad is one who has done so well with the young players, and his preferred formation always has been a 4-2-3-1. He was with the Bangalore, the reserves, with whom they won the Reliance Foundation Development League 22-23 season and the Bangalore League as well.
Yeah, it's important, you know, when you get your formations, you have to have the players like Renner up front who can always, you know, get into that aggressive attacking zone with his two midfielders at the back.
Liston rolls that on. Mohun Bagan has got the reinforcement. There's a great signing, the defensive midfielder from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Samir Zelkovic. He's on the bench. So is Jamie McLaren. One has got 10 goals. The last season was wonderful and been an all-time top goal scorer in the Australia's A-League men's. So Mohun Bagan, as I mentioned, has got plenty, got in abundance, the talents I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a long league, you know, when you talk about getting out from this tournament and getting into the season, you're going to have a lot of injuries, a lot of cards coming in, and they have to be ready with the bench strength. That has to be very importantly talented. And he's got a fantastic bench there.
He has scored a goal, this Alberto Rodriguez, the Spaniard. And a bit of pressure here. Red minus. Devendra moving in the middle. So is Renia. Shretter looking for option on the left. Again, Nikhil Bala. Too close there. Sanan Mahmood. Hopefully he should have taken off. And here's Rashid-Toy, the very young talent.
It's all about that midfield, not to give away the ball that we talk about. Adiata and Rashid-Toy both are in the defensive mode over here, giving enough space for Mohun Bagan to really operate there. And then those loose balls that Mohun Bagan look at, you know, to get back into position, get the possession well. They've been really, right from the word go, they have shown they're very aggressive when they are in the attack. And that's exactly why they got their first goal, and what a way to get it. With Sahal just putting that ball in. And look at that bench strength we're talking about. McLaren.
Just one more to it. Wow.
Yep.
And this man has got problem. They call it's a good problem to have, a problem of plenty, Henry.
Of course. When you talk about you've got so many players, it's not very easy to deal with it, because you need to have the players in top condition over there. Competition between two players for one position. And what more problems do you want to have there? You have to select the best.
And look at the shape of the Mohun Bagan squad. They're maintaining it, and Apuya in a more defensive role. He's attacking and operating from the deep down, the typical number 5, and Anirudh Thapa in a little more frontal is going central. So important for that build-up for the Mohun Bagan Super Giant. Done so well. They're the second highest goal scorer in the group stage. Scored 15 goals. Just one behind the Sporting Club Delhi. And this is one squad whom you have to keep watching, Henry.
Yeah, we've got to have a little bit of out of shape here for Jamshedpur. They've not been able to really keep that man-to-man marking. They're giving that space to really operate there, especially on the wide. They've been time and again, Liston Culasso And if you look at Subhash's Bose, just giving a lot of threat there to the defense of Jamshedpur.
Rainier. Doesn't he look that same old green Rainier? Young, exuberant.
Yeah, he plays box to box, and that's very important for the team. Always guiding the midfielders over there, especially when you talk about Sanan and Aman. He's the man who tries to put those difference-splitting passes up front. We've seen a lot of goals from them. They've also scored 12 goals in the tournament, and they've shown that they can burst into attack. If you see Mohun Bagan really relaxing in the defense, they have got speedy players on the wide that can really give them a run for the money.
Well, Rainier is one of your favorite boys, of course.
Yeah, he's got a hat-trick, so it makes him a very important player there.
Mohun Bagan, the shape is perfect. So much of discipline, lovely touch. Dragic. Interception in that pass. Parla. Albino Gomes beaten once. Pressure here. Shanoy trying to move out of their own zone. And Mohun Bagan, just look at the body language. They are not complacent, but they are very confident. Aren't they?
With Apuya and Anirudh Thapa, they have been a fantastic in that midfield. They've really exploited that space over there easily at will. Their passing fluency in their pass is very good. They're very explosive when they get up in the attack, especially Listen Colasso on one side. We have Dragic on the other side, and then the wide defenders coming out for help.
Again, the line broken with that forward pass from Rahul Beke. And Manveer,
See Rahul.
at the end of it, was trying to control it.
Great ball, great ball. That is a penetrating ball. Getting behind the defenders is very important. And Dragic tried his level best to get Manveer on that, but just nicely deflected by the defender.
Before this evening, Mohun Bagan have got 27 shots on target. That is incredible. And 210 touches in the opposition box. Wow.
Yeah, Mohun Bagan is one of the best sides that we've seen. They've not conceded a goal yet, and that makes them defensively very strong. But in the attack, they've got so much of power, so much of threat that they can give the defenders. Sal coming from behind, you have Liston coming from the left. From the right, you have Dragic, and then Manveer up front. Always there are about 4 or 5 maroon shirts up front, giving options in front of the box.
The first quarter gone. That's Sahal magic. Separates the two sides. Shweta. Aman CK has done well with the Red Miners. Sluggish in the build-up. Good little 1-2 played through the defender. This could be dangerous, but again, Vishal Kait, body on the line, and Kaizad knows this is a massive chance coming Aman's way.
A really nice piece of movement over there. A little bit relaxing that the defenders didn't catch that run. Nicely getting off that. Look at him. He goes inside a little bit acute and a little close to the goalkeeper, who makes himself really big. What a chance that was. Only wondered whether he had another option on the left that he could have passed.
Pressure on the Mariners. Can they defend? Subhashish heads it away. Again, a long range attempted. Rasatoy mid-play. A lot of players from the Jamshedpur under 17 through the system. They are into the under 21 and then on to the seniors. But this is a wonderful system, Henry. Grooming players.
Yes, absolutely right. You know, that's something we call about churning. You know, getting in the youngsters going up the ladder to the senior. The loyalty is there. And that's the reason why they give their 100%.
Sanan, good touch. Has some support in Barla. Pranoy. Doesn't find Sanan because he didn't take off. Rainier. Better communication expected. And Apuya just controls the pace of the game. And Mohun Bagan now at times in a walking pace. But they have got, make no mistake, explosive firepower to shoot and attack.
Yeah, same you can talk about Jamshedpur now. When you talk about Sanan with his speed, Aman on the other side, Devendra has got great experience to be clinical in front of the goal, and Rainer coming late from behind. They have to be careful over there. If they slacken or relax or lose concentration, there is a chance of getting punished.
Pranay has his task cut out. Aman, 8 goal contributions. He scored a couple of goals, but 6 assists. And has been a good signing. Tries to wriggle past. Have to be careful on such surface. You need some bit of a special footwear. Oh, great ball in. Sanan beats that challenge, but that was a little too heavy. Failed to keep it alive. But Sanan could at any moment spell danger.
You're talking about that acceleration up front in the left. He's got the speed, he's got the acumen, he's got the ability to curl the ball to the right person up inside. He had everything right, but just could not keep the ball in play.
Mohun Bagan have to be very, very careful. You know, at times when things look a little one-sided, maybe the lapse of concentration creeps in. That one meant for Dragic, but dealt well. Prabhat Lakra.
Yeah, the long aerial balls on the wide has been troubling Jamshedpur. But Lakra really alert there is this man. Once he gets the ball, he can control, he can bring in more support. Oh, what a player he has been with his assist to Sahal in the last matches we've seen him.
Dragic to the near post. Manveer couldn't get hold of that. Shubhashish does well. Good soft first touch. That's lobbed in. Men for Liston Kulaso. They've swiped the flank. Liston comes to the right and Dragic moving to the left. But here comes the Red Miners. Down by a goal. Bala. And all the good work wasted.
Yeah, that's excellent from Apuya and Rahul Beki. They just get inside. Don't allow them to get into that danger zone. And the diagonals that come in from the far is also opening up the channels in the wide. And Liston just could not hold on to that ball. He's been trying. In the last match, we've seen him 7-8 shots. Just couldn't hit the target. He needs to find his scoring boots.
Again, we saw a brief look at the Mohun Bagan bench. Panagiottis, Dylan Perez. He should be on the same board, brothers. Was a goalkeeper. Same like you, Manveer. And he's looking for the first silverware on the Indian soil. Did so well the last season with the Punjab FC in the Indian Super League. Very tactically sound and got a good temperament.
Yep, great piece of work once again from the defenders, but Liston needs to get back his confidence. He needs to get back into the game. He needs to get back into that scoring.
Apuya. When he's there, Mohun Bagan doesn't have to worry about the defensive screen that they put up in the midfield in the zone, just in front of the back four. That's wonderful. And talking about Panagiatis Dylan Perez has been in charge of the Mariners since 6th of July and has gelled well with the boys. He is a player's man.
Yeah, I think the result shows no loss yet, even a goal not conceded yet. And that's something that you love to start off a new season with a new team. And what more, he's got the confidence of the players. The players are moving ahead. They're playing attacking football. And he's enjoying it.
Great ball. Aman, but only finds Alberto Rodriguez. Have to be clinical in the passing as well. There's Jamshedpur FC. They have attempted only 20 shots before this evening in the 3 previous group stage games. Sanan. We are past midway in the first half. And that Sahal Abdul Samad magic separates the two sides. Rashid Toy, still very young, learning.
Yeah, I think they've got some very good young players. And we saw what Mama did in the last match. Scored 3 goals. His first hat-trick, the 17-year-old. And that was very interesting to watch. But that's Devendra once again getting the hedge. And the game is going to be physical there. Because look at that. Almost the elbow getting onto his back of his head. Dangerous play. Look at that.
Well, both from Goa. Devendra
Yep.
from Panjim and Liston from Devon. And here is Kaiser is having a deep hard look. Shweta doing so very well. He's a wonderful player. Rose from the ranks of the Red Miners. And here's a bit of option there. Near the goodness. Absolutely unchallenged, unmarked. Pratik Chaudhary had moved up. Should have kept his cool. And Pranay Haldar as well.
Yeah, that was a great teasing ball over there. Look at that. Nobody marked the runners over there. Just coming from behind, Pratik just had to keep his composure and balance a little bit to keep that ball on target. It would have been worth a try.
Well, this the first time the Mohun Bagan defensive shape. Bit of it took a beating there because all had clustered together. Even Subhashish not in his zone. Pratik Chaudhary. Jamshedpur FC have done well. They are one of the best second placed sides. They qualified from Group C behind the Sporting Club Delhi. And they lost to Sporting Club Delhi by odd goals to 3. Sanan put them to the lead. And then Sporting Club Delhi were reduced to 10 men. Ashutosh Mehta was red carded. But Namte scored those brilliant brace, which gave them the 3 full points to Delhi. Delhi has been one. A lot of people are noticing them now.
Yeah, they've got a scoring machine with them, with Rodriguino and Peña, who really came in and blasted that ground over there in the last quarter-final, getting a huge score. But nevertheless, here Jamshedpur really getting back into shape. They've been started to have possession of the ball, getting into the game, breaking those lines, getting into the attacking zone, and even trying to get a shot at goal. And that's going to be heartening for them.
Pranay. Mohun Bagan, wonderful record in the Indian Durand Cup. And just look at the last 3 seasons. And twice they are the finalists. They won it in 2003. Runner-up in 2024. Oh, that was absolutely a great pass meant for Dragic. Just couldn't keep it down. Not the perfect spot jump. He spotted it well, but couldn't keep it down. Could have been the goal number 2 for Mohun Bagan Super Giant.
Yeah, great space behind the defenders. If you look at Sahal with his composure, beautiful lob there around and above the goalkeeper, but came in a little bit too early there. Drashic could have timed his run, just could not be on that ball.
Manveer. Again, bodies on the line. But the referee is somewhat blown. Lakshay. He was very, very close. And again, Mohun Bagan comes calling in the deep areas.
Yeah, too much of pressure over there on Manveer. There's one or two defenders not allowing him to take that shot. But he manages it somehow or the other. He exactly knows where the pole is. And what a defensive shot break that was for a corner.
The go-to man, Tapa. Delivered well, but defended better. Avimite. Gets a skipper in support. He's doing all that distribution. And look at Sanan Mohammed, has fallen back in defense. Red ball again. Manveer, not the right touch. And Mohun Bagan quickly getting back into the shape. Talking about the Mohun Bagan's success in the Indian Oil Durand Cup. 2023 was a wonderful season for them. Oh, lovely side challenge. And the referee rushes up Lakshay. He showed 3 yellow cards in the Kolkata derby, the season opener.
And that was Lakra simply going on a sliding tackle, but tries and sweeps him in, doesn't allow him to go up, and that's very much picked up by the referee. What a great player he has been on the wings, time and again, that pressure coming on him. He has been there first with the ball.
Pressure on Albino. Tragic is ready to deliver. And he can deliver inch perfect crosses. Lakshay having a word with the players. Rahul Beck, a bit of a wrestling, bit of a pushing and shoving.
Great warning there from the referee. He wants clean play there inside the box. And that's good sometimes when the referee comes in and warns players.
Tragic, not the best of set pieces. Defended well. Lakra. Jamshedpur FC 0. Mohun Bagan Super Giant 1 as they head for the mandatory hydration break in the first half. And overall, they are under no pressure, this Mariners.
Yeah, early break for Jamshedpur, especially lack of concentration there, giving away the ball in the middle of the park while they got conceding that goal over there. Otherwise, they've kept their shape pretty well. But Mohun Bagan a little more experienced side with some individual brilliant performance. They have kept that possession very well. Apuya especially there. We've not seen too much of Anirudh Thapa, but nevertheless, Sahal was the man who just got in for that goal. And look at that. That was an amazing late entry into the box. 2 white shirts could not stop. Neither did the goalkeeper. And what a way to start. 2 minutes into the game and 1-0 up for Mohun Bagan.
That was again a little bit of lapse of concentration. And could you call it a bit of inexperience? Rasatoy Mete, very young player, was in that act, was trying to clear that one, but again couldn't stop and prevent Sar Abdul Samad with his run. This man is not satisfied. He wants more, and why not? There's so much of armory, there's so much of ammunition, he can really fire. But so can Sanan Mohammed as well. I haven't seen the goalkeepers so aggressive. Are you, Henry?
Yeah, you should be there, especially when you have, like you said, the ammunitions are there, but you're not firing There's going to be a aggressive talk over there on the lines, and that's exactly what Del Perez is doing. And same with Kaizad. Kaizad knows that his players have made a mistake in the defense by giving away the goal. But they have regained their shape. They have regained themselves back. And they have to just have a little bit of confidence that they can go into beyond that attacking zone, especially when Shubhasish Bose just comes up into the attack. They find that place, and Aman is the man who can really go through the two important attacks which have come in for Jamshedpur has come in from the wide.
Vicky. Abhimite. Sends in a good cross. Should have been much better finish from Dragic. McLaren acknowledges, and so does Samir Zalkovic.
Yeah, that was a quick transition over there, and Abhimitai does not lose that one. Gives the ball for an oncoming Dragic, who comes in a little bit late. Could not just keep his balance there to connect that ball. Now, that would have been one of the best goals of the tournament.
Dragic lost his shape. Both the sides, just one shot on target. And of course, Sam Abdul Samad with that brilliant conversion. Albino. He's been very experienced. He's played across clubs in India. Been with the Kerala Blasters, with Churchill Brothers, Mumbai City FC, long time back, 16-17 season. Apoya. Abhimite. Not a very good sign. Apoya goes down. He's just back from a rehab after 22 days. The game continues. Sanan Mahmood. And Vishal Kait and all the other Mariners are a little worried because this man is down. He's got maybe a little bit of injury to his left eye and the cheekbone.
Yeah, as soon as he gets the ball, he wanted to pass that ball on to Liston. And look at that outstretched leg just coming in. He just could not control himself. And look at that. I just wonder how he can go scot-free after that tackle.
And that was Rashitoe Mite from behind. 18-year-old. You call it a bit of youthful exuberance, should you?
Yeah, I think they're aggressive because they want to prove a point over here. Especially Rashid Toy. He's always been the defensive midfielder. Always wants to cut off the ball. But Apuya, with his strength, with the experience that he's got, and he just released the ball much before that tackle. And that's the captain asking why was he left without giving him a card.
No, trying to put a bit of pressure on Lakshay. The referee, he is also officiated in the Indian Super League as well. 10 games to his credit. Has been a regular for the Indian Oil Durand Cup as well. Just one goal separates the two sides, which is never ever safe. Mariners know it. Panagiatis, Dylan Perez knows it. And that was the reason of his being a little anxious look that he gave during the hydration break. Apoya is all right. Sahal. So easy on the ball. From the wide area, the skipper. A great ball in. Was it a handball? They're appealing for it. The referee very close. Did he handle it? It looked so. Oh, great help pass, Sahal. Thapa. Liston rolls it on. Apuya, left footer. Body off balance. And not the desired result. I haven't seen him so very animated. Is he amused?
It's 36 minutes into game. You score your first goal in 2 minutes, and after that, that happens over there. You know, frustration little creeping in. They want every little chance to be countered, and that was a handball, very clearly seen. Outstretched hand, the ball hitting it. Our cameraman did pretty well for us to notice that, but the referee doesn't see it.
Yes, of course, the great camera work. And certainly the outstretched hand, the ball hitting the hand. And it was quite a legitimate appeal from the Mariners. And so was Thanos walking up and down like an wounded leopard on the touchline. He is not amused at all.
That was too animated talk from you, but nevertheless, it's something that the coach always feels, you have to get more goals in your pocket if you want to be safe. This is a knockout. It's not a league where you can come back into the game and you really need goals on top there. Because all of a sudden you have allowed Jamshedpur to really come back into that shape.
Manveer, Saad Abdul Samad, little deflection. Is it going in? Albino did so well in the second attempt, and his second jump gets that ball away. Could have been the goal number 2. Saad Abdul Samad is very hungry.
Yeah, well done there by the captain where ball just loses a little bit of sting in that defender, loops behind, but look at the Albino, just gets on his quick foot there to get back, and the outstretched hand. I'm wondering, was there an option on the left where Drashik was really moving dangerously?
Tapa again, chance for a header. Alberto Rodriguez had moved in. Tapa again. And of the ricochet. Dragic, right foot again. Saad Abdul Samad takes a deflection, goes for a flat kick. Mohun Bagan Super Giant, ever prevalent.
Yeah, they know exactly that mid-block has been very beautifully managed by Jamshedpur. They've really got in that block, not allowing that space to really take that shot, and Sahal has been really denied the second time.
Bit of frayed tempers. Should cool down. Referee trying to control, talking to the skippers. Pratik Chaudhary. Alberto Rodriguez, the Spaniard.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult when you see Mohun Bagan entering into the attacking zone. They are in numbers. There are 7, 8 maroon and green shirts there.
The fourth one, would it be fruitful? Tapa. Curls that in swinger. Header from Alberto Rodriguez, but not to the right direction.
Yeah,
he got a headed goal.
There. Yeah, he was warned there before by the referee, if you start pushing the defenders, and that's exactly Chaudhary there, Sarthak, Pratik Chaudhary.
Alberto scored a headed goal in the game against South United. 9th minute, the first half, in which Mohun Bagan got past the team from Bengaluru 8-0. And the game in which Manveer Singh scored a hat-trick. And it has been incredible, this 135th edition of Indian Oil Durand Cup. So far, we have seen 9 hat-tricks, of which 7 by Indian players. Never happened before in this long history of the Indian Oil Durand Cup.
Yes, absolutely. 4 of them come from these 2 teams. We see Manveer, Sahal, then Rainer and Mawa, who really brought in great scoring abilities.
Yes, again, you have to talk about Midul Dole as well. That boy from Arunachal Pradesh. Halichar Nazari again, getting back his old mojo. Manveer and Vishnu PV.
And that's Devendra trying to get away from the defender there. Brought down. Very hard-working striker there. Comes from Goa.
Aman Sikhe, a bit of twist and turn. Comes central. Support from Chaudhary. Rainier. Sanan Mohammed. Wrong pass. Manveer. 1v3. Option on the right. Sahal arrives. Into the box. Still controls it. Has Liston to his preferred foot. Could clear it. But just off the back post. And he knows it was mighty close.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Sahal. He just brings that ball. Lovely skills from him. Turns himself with the ball, with the defender behind him, and then just lays that ball off to Liston, who's been in the great position. You've seen him score goals from there. His curlers have been always appreciated, but this time doesn't hit the target.
He's got 10 goals in the Indian Oil Durant Cup, playing his 24th game here. And the Serbian goes down. Could be, it looks like a bit of adductor spasm, because the way the physio is dealing with him. And here are the supporters. They have braved the rain. They've come all the way from all over the places to this iconic cauldron.
Yeah, that was a doctor's call from our studio to know that injury. But nevertheless, those are the injuries that keeps you out. If it is really bad, he will not be able to continue. It'll be interesting to watch what he does over here. But all true to the fans over here. They've enjoyed the game. The free-flowing passes, the possession, the territorial composition from Mohun Bagan has really shown that they are a team to watch over here with attractive football. They've used the entire ground, whether it is the wide channel or going in from the between. They have split the defense over here.
Now there would be questions about the fitness of Dejan Dragic. Because that, some people, or the commoners, call it a groin injury. And at times keeps the players out for action for quite a long time. Sanan Mohammed. Bala again. Sanan controls. And no more game time for Dragic. Rasatoy. And of the ricochet. Jamshedpur FC. They equalize. Devendra Thakur Murgaonkar, the one from Goa, celebrates in the shoe style. 2 clean sheets for Vishal Kait, but just couldn't control it. And the stroke of the 11th break, here comes the Red Miners. An absolutely brilliant conversion from Devendra Thakur Murgaonkar.
You were talking about you make a mistake and they will get punished, and that's exactly what David does. Eye of an eagle for him. He just follows that ball so quickly. Looks at the goalkeeper. The ball starts dipping at the end. He wanted to catch the ball but punched it right in front of Devendra, who was in the jiffy. Look at that, Alberto. He also moved a little bit late over there. Devendra first with the ball, and what a goal to his credit. Super stuff here from him.
Absolutely pounce onto that little ricochet from Vishal Kait. The Mohun Bagan Super Giant fails to keep the clean sheet in the first goal that they have conceded in the 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durant Cup. And Devendra scoring his second this edition and his 10th Durant Cup goal. Here comes Mohun Bagan. Abhimite pulls it back. Good transition. And on the break, and Rasatoy was the one. He's long ranger. Put Vishal Kait in a bit of a challenging situation. And Vishal Kait couldn't keep the ball away from onrushing Thakur Murgaonkar. Kian Nasiri is here to replace Dejan Dragic, and that could be a little ominous.
Yeah, fantastic. When we're talking about that, Jamshedpur gaining that shape in the defense. And that's exactly what happened. A long ranger where the goalkeeper Vishal Kait was not ready, I suppose. Just had to palm that ball out behind the goal, but tried to stop it and gave a great chance for Devendra to really convert that.
Liston. Miss pass. Rainier does well, trying to find Aman CK. Kian Nasiri, his first touch. Gets a skip on the line. Shibashesh. 3 minutes of borrowed time in the first half. Anurudh Thapa. And could be little casualness script in the Mariners. And that is the reason. Again, Liston Kulaso, a little forceful run to the back post, to whom? Again, Nasiri does well. Control set. Has support from Shibashish. Rolls on, absolutely a missed pass. You know, the great word from Sir Alex Ferguson. He always said, respect your opponent.
Yeah, I think that's a lack of concentration, like you said, and that was punished very well by Devendra. And a little bit shoulders drooping over here as we final into the second half.
So again, couple of goals scored. Sahal with the earliest of this season in the second minute, and at the stroke of the 11 break, Devendra Thakur Murgaonkar did punish Mohun Bagan Super Giant.
lose for them over here. The one team that loses goes home, and that's going to be interesting here. If you understand that there's nothing to lose, play your game, try to win if you can. That will be the mantra for both the coaches.
The pressure on Bada. He did well. And for a throw-in. Again, you win or perish. This is a knockout stage. And the cup competition is getting more fierce.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to watch from our cameraman, showing that the ball had crossed that line.
Again, Sahal! Not the right connection. And went with his non-preferred foot, the left, and it was climbing.
I think he's one player with a lot of skill over there. He's given that freedom to really go up into the box and do something for himself. And Samir, just a no-look pass to him. And look at him. He tries to get in that angle where he can really curl the ball, but his body not over the ball. Just balloons that over.
Well, that look says it all. Liston losing possession to Aman CK and trying to win back. When out of position, you have to try and press quite high up, and that's what exactly Mohun Bagan Super Giant has done. Jamie McLaren and Suhail Bhatt, they're all waiting and they can all fire.
Not in a hurry there. And look at the way the defenders really taking their time, not panicking. Though it's a high press from Mohun Bagan, and they sit deep there, not to give that space behind the defenders. And that's exactly what the idea would have been from Kaizad. They play a little bit deep. They are fast players, really raring to go inside. Give them little space behind.
Listen to Shubhashish. Rahul Beke. Again, exactly on this day, last season, Jamshedpur exited from the Indian Oil Durand Cup, having lost to Diamond Harbour FC with that couple of goals from Saidwat Kima. That was in their own backyard at the J.R. Tata Sports Complex. They are expectant. Kian Nasiri with a fifth corner. A slight drizzle here at the Salt Lake Stadium. Will it rain goals? Chance for a header, cleared away. Prabhat Lakra. And Nasiri, Sal Abdul Samad, well defended. With that equalizer, Henry, Jamshedpur FC looking much more confident.
Yes, absolutely. When you talk about getting that first goal in just the second minute of the game, you really wonder what's coming next. But slowly, steadily, they really blocked all gates over there. And moreover, Mohun Bagan to be blamed for that. They had the chances, half chances, full chances, they just could not create.
A good cross again, but only as far as Manveer. That deflection from Pratik Chaudhary. And Mohun Bagan have to press high up. Bit of offensive overload there, especially on the right, because they have Avimitai to move in.
Yeah, nicely done there. Manveer exactly knows that if he gets a corner, it's advantageous for his team to get the entire team into the box.
Kian Nasiric, header, and Batu Rodriguez couldn't keep it down. As I mentioned, he has scored a headed goal.
A fantastic presence of his inside the box, The tall, sturdy player getting up into the air. Look at him. He just goes on and attacks the ball, just dislodged that from the defender.
Sahal. Waiting for that was Zelkovic. Tapa. He gradually plays in. A lot of players from Punjab FC have come in. Kian. Good touch. Manveer loses possession. We had Abhi Mitai coming in last season. And Sabir Zelkovic again coming in from Punjab FC. The team that was marshalled by Panagiottis Dylan Perez in the last season.
Yeah, they have been keeping the shape pretty well over here. Jamshedpur, though the balls are getting into that penetrating danger zone, they've been able to cover it. And not much over here. Not much like we thought. Subhash's balls will go onto the wings like he did in the first half, with Dan giving him that 2v1 against the defenders, but that is not happening now. A little bit deep into their own half, trying to cut that ball off. Nicely done there by Lakra once again.
Zelkovic setting up. Sahal Abdul Samad. Good entry, his run blocked. Referee very, very close. Says play on, not interested.
Clash of the pathways over there once he releases the ball. And look at him, the defender really comes in line there. I don't think that was too much for the referee to really blow the whistle.
Now it is becoming a little more physical. Alberto goes into the referee's book for that challenge again on Lakra.
Yeah, very important over here. 2 feet challenge over there. Can never escape the referee's yellow card. It'll be interesting to watch what he gets over here. Does he get a warning? Does he get a card? But that's dangerous play, I would say.
Well, he's already been booked already. Alberto Rodriguez into the referee's book, and hope it is not too serious. Again, exactly on this day, the last season, the run for the Mohun Bagan Super Giant in the Indian Oil Touring Cup ended with that defeat in the Asia's greatest derby. They lost to their arch rivals in the Kolkata derby by odd goals to 3. And Damantakos scored those couple of goals, one from penalty, and Thapa pulled one back. But the final scoreline was Mohun Bagan Super Giant 1, East Bengal 2. But here they are looking very focused and to move into the final 4. But they would await the winner of the great clash coming up later this evening with the defending champions, the Highlanders, Northeast United FC, taking on a very spirited Shillong Lajong. Vishal Kai beaten once, dummy run, Shreta floats that, chance for a header. Prunnoy with the referee blows.
I think that was a great ball over there, teasing diagonal ball. Wondering whether he was in the offside or did he push anybody. Yep, that's bang on over there. He was in the offside position, just a little bit tight, but sure for the assistant referee to put his flag up.
Again, in favour of Mohun Bagan Super Giant. Liston has been pushed by Prapat Lakra, playing on the right.
Yeah, Lakra has been brilliant over there. And as soon as he gets onto the back heel to bring the ball back and turn, and Lakra was already on him, trying to block his path over there. Look at Liston. This goes down. Well earned free kick that was from Liston.
Mohun Bagan have to be more clinical. They're maintaining the shape, the domination in the midfield, but the need to score. A side that has scored 15 goals without conceding any. Here's time for the Australian, the World Cupper, Shabby McLaren. And could be Manveer back to the bench. Thapa to the back post. Prunnoy heads it away. out of harm's way. Avimite. Now could be Paraguay's Dylan Perez would be looking for some more changes should this scoreline persist. And Papa with that run. Samad keeps it alive. Has support from Liston. Very poor. Lost possession there. Aman. And quickly on the break. Oh, great run. Aman Sike. Arriving there was Devendra Murgaonkar. The transition was wonderful.
What a speed with the ball control from Aman. Simply gets on to 2 or 3 defenders in front of him. Just gets on that area, but Albert did pretty well to keep that ball at bay.
Again, Aman Siki has been wonderful. Was with the East Bengal reserves. Been with the Gokulam Kerala. Renia. Rahul Veke does well. Pratik Chowdhury. Sherta. Switch to the right. Aman. 8 goal contributions already. He scored a couple of goals and 6 assists. Rashid Toy, the one who created that equalizer, which Devendra again finished. The Mohun Bagan need to find some other way. They felt it was a highway and could go anyway, but now they are up against a bit of roadblock, so could be have to go to the lane B.
Yeah, interesting over here now. How Mohun Bagan react to the changes coming up by the coach, Panayotis.
Now with that run, was Liston just failed to keep it within play. Have to do much better now.
Yeah, Nikhil Balra, absolutely brilliant with that ball. But all of a sudden, you've seen burst of attacking third by Jamshedpur. You need to now, McLaren has come in, you have to service the ball to him. You have a great amount of players who can really create these balls for him between the defenders. He's one man who can really run off the ball behind the defenders, especially targeting the channels between Barla and Chowdhury. It'll be interesting to watch him.
At the hour mark, it's all level here at the Salt Lake Stadium. Interesting, including today's, Mohun Bagan have scored 12 goals from the close range and 3 headed goals, and they had 1 own goal. So again, they are working very deep in the opposition box. Shubhashish, Zelkovic. Good, lovely touch. Liston. Back to Zelkovic. Goes direct and only finds Albino Gomes with that connection.
Yeah, with the quality of him on the pitch, he really has that in him. Turns very quickly. Look at that. Takes a shot at the goal. Just could not keep that wide. The goalkeeper nicely down. Cups it in his body.
Again, a great pass meant for Sanan. Avimite did well. Papa. Sahal rolls it on. Zelkovic doesn't find any of the green and maroon shirt there. Oh, wonderful. Sahal. Oh my goodness, the goal was empty. And bit of trickery from Sal Abdul Samad. Mohun Bagan could have put that in. Chance here. Chevy McLaren is on the park. It's all happening at the Salt Lake Stadium, Henry.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant over here. It's madness, I would say. The goalkeeper comes out of his line, really not knowing what to do. And look at that. That ball was actually pinned for Liston, who just takes a cut inside instead of going from the outside. And look at that. A little bit fake over there from Abdul Samal. And what a way the goalkeeper jumps over him, just keeping his goal free.
Absolutely.
Impossible to believe this. Impossible to believe this.
Moment of madness, absolute madness. And Mohun Bagan could have scored. And in the first place, Albino Gomes. Such experience shouldn't have come out. Subhashish with that slide clearance. And the referee blows now. He's appealing to the line official.
Yeah, it's great to see that. The tackle from Shivashish Bose was straight onto the ball. Nothing wrong with it. Just wondering why was he pulled off, because that was an advantage there for Jamshedpur.
Rahul Veke not to the right area. Jamshedpur. Here they come again. Sanan. Rania a little deep down. Was trying to prevent Zelkovic with that run. Chemi McLaren arrives in that vital area in the hole, but the pass didn't arrive. But this man knows things are getting a little more tough.
Yeah, what we are looking at in the entire game for teams is the combination. Earlier we thought that Manveer and Liston would combine pretty well like they did in the previous matches, and now we're talking about Zelkovic and Jamie McLaren to get in touch with each other. But that's not happening over here. Plenty of problems here for the team like Mohun Bagan. They're finding it difficult to really penetrate that defense.
No, need to regroup, a bit of combination play needed. Veke. Avimite. To the wide area, lovely no-look back-help pass. Avimite controls it. Again, a bit of a long range at Prannoy. I took a bit of deflection from Sal Abdul Samad. 2014 24 Indian Ultraman Cup. Mohun Bagan reached the finals. It was 2-2 in the normal time, and then they lost the penalty shootout to the defending champions. It was the first trophy for Northeast. They lost the penalty shootout 4-3. Good ball to the right. Aman in the clear. Twisting. 1v3. Chance they have to put it to bed. Sanan Mohammed just failed to keep it down. They got a bit of space there. Bit of half space between the defenders. So again, Red Miners are coming closer and closer.
What a game this has turned out to be. When we thought that it's going to be a one-way traffic right from the word go, when Mohun Bagan scored that, but look at that run over there. Really gets that ball back. He wants to find a man, and that Oman Sanan really not troubled by anybody. Just had to keep it composure and hit the target, let the goalkeeper do his job. What an unfortunate strike that was. Just couldn't hit the target.
Again, brilliant. Kian Nasere. Well, that's defended well, Barla. And Sanan Mohammed failed to get his 5th Turan Cup goal. The Mariners bench looking little anxious now. And the body language would change as the clock runs down. El Pato, Rodriguez, Rahul Veke. They have to show a bit of a quick transition. And again, cut down on the unforced errors. A lot of missed passes.
Yeah, brilliant piece of work over here from Jamshedpur. but equally defended pretty well from Rahul Beke. Lots number of maroon and red shirts inside. And another header there, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, but he had, this will be considered as a shot on target there with this header. Just couldn't control that ball in. A feeble header straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. But yes, what is happening over here with Mohun Bagan, they are getting into that attacking third, they're getting into the numbers. But nicely and sturdily, the resilience of Jamshedpur is showing here. They're putting the body forward, they're cutting off every pass that is given behind the defenders.
Jamshedpur at the recent time had the best finish the last season in the Indian Oil Durand Cup. 2024, they were eliminated from the group stage. So were they in the 2023 Indian Oil Durand Cup. And 2023 Indian Oil Durand Cup was a wonderful tournament for Mohun Bagan.
Yeah, push from behind that. Lakra, the man, who's really worked his socks off in this match, not allowing that area on the wide to be exploited.
Now remember, if no result is produced in the regulation 90 minutes, the game goes to direct penalty shootout, which could be again submitting yourself to a lottery.
That's how knockouts work. But this time, once again, that is cut off by the defender. So brilliantly they play over there. They keep their shape so well at the back, and all of a sudden, when they win the ball, they go into that transition with that vertical passes just getting in. And this man is a man to watch over there. A great run there. Nicely stopped by Bose. He just stops the moment that pass was made.
Mohun Bagan Super Giant trying to find the way. Alberto Rodriguez, Sahal, red ball, right foot. Anirudh Thapa has scored number of goals from outside the box in the past. Abhibitte.
Yes, sir. As soon as he comes into that area, the shooting area, which is very, very known for, the two defenders have done pretty well. Pratik and Pranay have been standing like a rock there. Rashitoy and Hariyata have been directing a screen in front, not giving that chance to Sahal or to Kian to really get in that mode of getting in front of the defenders to get a clear-cut shot.
Again, trying to play that overhead pass. Talking about 2023, it was a wonderful Indian Oil Durand Cup for Mohun Bagan. They were clubbed together in the group stage with East Bengal. Lost the Kolkata derby, the first one, with that Nandakumar Shekhar goal, and that was a long time awaited victory for East Bengal, but they came back so brilliantly in the final with that Dimi Petratos goal, and that solitary goal separated the two sides. And the supporters of both the clubs, the biggies of the Kolkata football, they're expecting the encore here. A Mohun Bagan East Bengal final, but long way. There's still a lot to go. East Bengal into the final four, and Mohun Bagan still trying to find their way.
Yeah, I think 20 minutes left in this game. And right now, they've been adjusted pretty well over here, Jamshedpur. They really kept their shape perfectly right. They've not given that space in the middle of the park for them to free flow. A little bit of want from the creators, especially Anirudh Thapa and Samir Zelkovic, can create those space for Jamie McLaren.
Again, a great run from Aman Sike. This time defended well by Alberto Rodriguez. You know what? Mohun Bagan really need some willful runners. A long ranger, listen Colasso, nowhere near target. They have to have somebody who can make those progressive passes, those carries into the opposition area.
You're absolutely right. When you talk about combinations and you know that you have got overloads up front there, you have to play combined. There's 1-2 touches and then get in McLaren into that attack. But what is happening here is that a little bit of frustration has creeped in, I suppose. A little bit of relaxing. They've not really put in the entire power that is. They've allowed Jamshedpur FC to really control that ball in the midfield and make those 5-7 passes. Look at them. We're talking about pressing. We're talking about high pressing. You've got 3-4 forwards.
Shit. Good long ball. Transfield. Avimitai takes a safe route. One wonders that a team in the group stages, which played 150 progressive passes completed, is not really finding the way here. And they completed deep passes, 53 in number. Passes in the penalty box, 58 they completed. But today somewhat off color with that one wonder strike from Rasitoy Mitte, which again was converted by Devendra Taku Murgaonkar.
This game is getting into the last stage, and I'm sure the small walks on that line by the coach, Paniotis, will really show that something is going wrong over here. Players have not been able to combine well in that attacking zone, and all full credit goes to the team in white. They've really defended well. They've kept their shape pretty well, especially those two defensive midfielders, Hariyata and Rashitoy.
Again, good slight challenge again from Lakra. Sal Abdul Samad. Zelkovic controls it well. Challenge from Aman. And they win it back. Great spirit shown by the Red Miners. And they're gradually bringing the steel out of their character. Rainier. Oh, that was intercepted well. Could have been a line-breaking pass. Liston, with the outside of his boot, was trying to find Jamie McLaren. Haven't done much so far, Jamie McLaren. And should be heading for a hydration break, which would be a welcome break for Rainier and company. They are doing excellently here.
Yeah, when we talk about defensive role over here, the defensive strategy was to get the mid-block, deny central penetration. And that's exactly what Jamshedpur has done. So you'll have to use the whiteboard over here to find out how they can go about, whether they can go out from the wide channels or come inside. Because right now they need support in the middle. When you're talking about McLaren, you have to have Sahal and Liston Colasso to be close up there. And these were the chances Liston missed from that range. On another day, you would always put that back. Samal once again putting that ball over.
And this was once again something. Absolute moment of madness. Albino leaving his charge off his line, and Sahal pulled it back. Even he is amused. Shouldn't have left in the first place. The entire goal mouth was empty. But Mohun Bagan had failed to convert that. Again, some massive chances wasted. And that could prove costly and dear.
Yeah, very interesting over here, the coach really guiding now, asking Sayan that you have to get into a creative zone where you can give your passes, 1-2, get behind the defenders. There's Liston up front, there's Sahal, Jamie McLaren, such great quality up front. The chest, nobody knows how to penetrate there, because there's a big lock with Pratik and Pranay there in the defense. And on the wings, Nikhil Balra and Lakra have shown great promise.
Again, double change happening. Suhail Ahmed Bhatt and Shayan Banerjee the new signing from the rivals camp. And the goal scorer back to the bench. Saladul Samad. So could be the last throw of the dice for Panagiotis Dylan Perez. And this squad is looking absolutely confident. Aman Sike with his wonderful runs from the wide areas, always been very threatening, and he's got that sudden acceleration, which is wonderful.
Super 1-2 play between him and Rainer. They really show that they have got that ability to really get into the attacking third. Look at that passing there.
Into the last quarter. Could be the happening quarter. Abimite, good long ball, transfield. And have just arrived very, very fresh. Shaun Banerjee. But played much away from his body. Intercepted. Thapa. A good pass. Suhail Bhatt evades in the middle. He scored a couple of goals, Suhail Bhatt, in that game against South United. Good cross, Shaun Banerjee into the right area. What a great pass that. And Shemi McLaren just didn't get that defining touch.
Yeah, brilliant piece of work there. Fresh pair of legs. Nicely done. But look at that. Rashid asking for the ball in the middle of the box over there. He was free. But nevertheless, tightly marked over there, McLaren. Not given any space there to really react to that ball. And once again, the defenders outnumber the attackers.
Prannoy, much in anticipation. Sanan Mahmood today, a bit of underwhelming performance, one would call it that way. But Aman Sike was absolutely wonderful, working his way through the right channel, time and again, gave tormenting time to the opposition defenders, especially Subhashish and Alberto Rodriguez.
Yeah, mid-block is something that Jamshedpur looking at. They've been pressing every ball that comes in from there. And it's going to be interesting to watch that few minutes that are left, how they can progress from here.
Now here comes their man Friday. Mama, who has scored a wonderful hat-trick in that game against Indian Air Force. And Devendra Dakul Murgaonkar gets back to the bench, the goal scorer. And Mama arrives fresh and is a wonderful player. He showed a great composure in those conversions against Indian Air Force.
Yeah, just 17 years of age, raring to go. What a chance he has got, an opportunity to play at the highest stage with the top players in the country, rubbing shoulders with each other, and he'll simply make his presence felt over here.
This has been his debut year in the Durand Cup. Just his fourth game. He scored 3 goals already. Had 99 minutes so far. And has crossed the 100-minute. And here comes Kian Nasere from the right channel. Pressing on Bala. Good cross. But dealt well. Patik Chaudhary. A world of experience for Patik. Oh, that was ominous. Those back passes. And Suhail Ahmed Bhatt always trying to find out little way or the other.
The youngster always at that place at the right time to really deflect that ball. They've cut out every ball that is coming behind the defenders. It's different splitting passes. They've not been able to get on to Jamie McLaren up front there.
As far as the possession is concerned, nothing separates the two sides. Again, right foot. McLaren, the shot blocked. Here comes Shaun Banerjee. trying to force his way through, but the referee blows against him.
A little bit of hard work over here for Lakra. It'll be important to see that those kind of balls are not given away. A handball first, and then the referee gives an advantage to McLaren to really take that kick. But no power in there. A little bit of direction. The goalkeeper also spills it for the defender to clear to safety. What a chance that is. These are the half chances we're talking about that they have to convert.
Again, Mohun Bagan, with every second, the clock ticking away. And they know the pressure is mounting. Jamie McLaren just scored a couple of goals in the 3 Durand Cup games he has played. Rahul Beke. And the quarter-final 4 is again going to be intriguing battle. The defending champions, the Highlanders, Northeast United FC, would be up against the local challengers, Shillong Najong FC. And that would be an absolute high-octane battle coming live from Shillong. But here is Mohun Bagan up against a bit of pressure. Shayan Banerjee trying to beat that challenge from Lakra. And the pressure is mounting on the Mariners, the home side.
Yeah, slowly and steadily you're seeing that wide line getting in, but look at Lakra using his technique perfectly to keep himself between the ball and the attacker. Nice work done there.
Little word from the referee, Lakshya. That was a...
What a respect. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a bow.
Wonderful gesture from Prabhat Lakra again. He's a great by this, Prabhat. He's wonderful. And so very thin margin of error in any knockout game. Thapa loves that on. A bit of contact there, but going down far too easily. Rainier controls it. Option on the right. Aman CK is having a wonderful game onto Mama from the wide area. He can cut central. He holds on. They know it's so important to keep possession. Mama into the area, twisting, turning. He meant it for Shreta. Loses possession. Ken Nasiri. Abhimitay. He would be looking for a space on the right. Suhail Bhatt. Pratik Chaudhary, far more experienced. And Rashatoy. Back again. Pranoy is leading his squad to what one felt was a battle between the David and the Goliath, but not really. They've turned things around upside down, Henry.
Yeah, absolutely right. You know, look at that. The way they defend is absolutely incredible, I would say. They just come out, no panic whatsoever in that box. If there's an error, they cover it so well. And they have really showed their calmness and composure in that defense.
And Mohun Bagan, as you all know, qualified from Group A as a topper. Shayan Banerjee. Pranoy defends 1v2 challenge. And they are fighting out of the skin, defending everything. Mohun Bagan got 3 full points. They beat their arch rivals East Bengal in the season opener. And Dehan Rajat is back to the bench. And Thapa goes down again.
Yeah, very interesting over here. And when you talk about attack, you have to have a movement off the ball from the players around you. And that's exactly not coming in. A very close, tight mark over here. Anirudh Thapa trying to gain himself his control, but was brought down there by Aman. Great defensive work once again. You know, they're playing as a unit now. Only a mistake can punish them.
Set piece. Can Mohun Bagan capitalize? Anirudh Thapa on that. Notes that. And this time defended well. Alberto Rodriguez, with all his theatrics, was trying to draw the attention of the referee. And he felt that he was pushed inside the area. And the crowd getting a bit impatient there.
Just wondering over there what happened. Oh, yeah, it was very interesting to watch from close. He was a little bit pulled over there. I'm sure there are two of them. The referee on the assistant and the referee did not notice that.
Again, referee allows play. Zelkovic to the wrong area. Very well defended, cut off, but once again, a missed pass. That from Sheata. And a lot of missed passes now. Unforced errors happening. The game at the dying stages here. Abi. Space on the left. Suel Ahmed Bhatt. Subhashish has moved up. Alberto. We are heading towards the end of the regulation time. And that was a rather an optimistic drive. And this man knows that maybe things are moving away from him. And could be heading towards the first ever penalty shootout in this 135th edition. 4,105 very, very intimate and great supporters. The die-hard fans are here in this huge cauldron. The 8th corner, and nothing resulted from a corner so far for the Mohun Bagan. Thapa again loads it to the hole and defended. Again, long ranger attempted. Just time ticking away. 20 seconds more for the Red Miners to take the game to the borrowed time in the second half. And this has been an incredible fight by them. Corner kick. Zelkovic. The 9th one. Would it prove a result? It doesn't. Again, a long ranger. A host of crowd and long ranger again. And that went wide. And we are into the borrowed time in the second half. Henry, this is going down to the wire.
Yeah, look at that wall in front of them. They've not been able to penetrate in this. And a long strike from Anirudh. Just free. Ball lands very well to him to take that volley. But just kisses the bar. Just not that day today. There were so many chances, so many half chances that they had. They could have converted with a little bit of composure. The combination that we were talking about did not work. And now it's the last leg.
Kian Nasere went over the byline. Anirudh Thapa failed to get a 7th Touran Cup goal with that wonderful strike. But again, Jamshedpur stuck by that early reverse. The 2nd minute goal by Sal Abdul Samad. And one felt that the Mariners are going to take the game away. And again, a bit of defensive reinforcement. Abhishek. It comes in. And Sanan Mahmood back to the bench. They want to defend this. And quite legitimate.
Yep, a little bit of experience there from Abhishek, who comes in.
Pressure again. And the way that they came back with that last moment goal in the first half. And that was a wonderful strike from Rasitoy Mite. bit of a goalkeeping error, one can call it that way. Vishal Kait, who maintained 2 clean sheets in the 2 previous appearances. This time, his clearance fell straight to the feet of onrushing Devendra, and who made no mistake to convert. And that was the comeback story which began. Mohun Bagan trying to find out way, but they have closed down, not really parked the bus. They are at times attacking as well, Henry.
Yeah, that's the reason we're talking about here. The composure that Jamshedpur has shown. They're playing without foreigners, without an experienced guide in front of them. They're rubbing shoulders with the best team in the country. The way they have posed themselves in the second half, really a great wall to climb for Mohun Bagan. Unless there is going to be some mistake over here, they're going to play well. Look at that. That's the defense that you're talking about. It's frustrating the offenders.
Alberto Zalkovic, right foot, near post, not to the target. Even the expression of Dragic tells it all. Just about 90 seconds more for Albino to defend, and then this game goes into the penalty shootout.
A great chance over there, especially when you talk about options in front, all blocked. You have a little chance over there. You see the vision of the goal and you want to try that. Well done there, but nowhere near the mark.
Mohun Bagan. They arrive here. Left footer! Albino! Great save that. Reflects. Diving to the left, the full length. Indeed, incredible.
A great chance once again. More nicely seen by San. He just gets the ball free. Nobody really tackling him. Takes a shot. Well saved by the goalkeeper.
10th corner kick into the hole. And nobody capitalizes on it. Just the final 20 seconds. And here breaking loose. Aman CK, little more weight on that pass. Is he onside? The flag staying down. Mama. He controls it, twisting, turning. Jamshedpur has been a wonderful performance by the men of the steel. And that cross, little more weight. And the referee blows. Mohun Bagan 1, Jamshedpur FC 1. And there goes the full blast of whistle. And what we are now going to witness is absolutely could be anybody's game from this point of time. Because we are heading to the first ever penalty shootout in the 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. Full-time score here at the Salt Lake Stadium. Jamshedpur FC 1, Mohun Bagan Super Giant 1. And the 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup was powered by State Bank of India and Coal India Limited, organized by the Indian Armed Forces and supported by Government of West Bengal. What a game has been, Henry.
Brilliant piece. One we talked about early when we started this game. We said that this game is more than little of a battle of 3 points. You know, it is a contest of possession against pressure. We talked about creativity against resilience, and that's how that match statistics shows that both were equal at the end of 24 shots, 5 on target and 1 on the board. And that's something that Mohun Bagan Super Giants will have to go back and ponder upon them. But otherwise, Jamshedpur did pretty well. 8 shots, 3 on target, 1 on the board. And the way they have defended, it showed that they really want business over here.
Again, there's been a couple of goals, and this was a little bit of costly error. And Salabdul Samad with his dream run finished with the instep of the right foot to the back post, and that was the earliest in this edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. 2nd minute goal.
And then comes the scream over here, and goalkeeper Vishal just could not control that. Look at that ball with that sting. getting and screaming into the goal. Goalkeeper thought that he'll turn that out, bobbling, but Devendra puts his life on it, just taps it in behind the goalkeeper for that wonderful equalizer.
That was a thunderous strike from Rasitoy Mitte. The supporters wait and they expect that still they can make it to the final four. It should be a penalty shootout, and the practice ground routine. We are told the Mohun Bagan yesterday had a lot of practicing those penalties, the usual routine, and so did Jamshedpur as well. But what a great fight, and what a great fight back. They're down by that early goal coming in the second minute, and then they inched back into the game step by step with dream as big as the mountain.
I think Mohun Bagan could have done much better. They could have really been able to turn those half chances into goals as they dominated in the attacking third, slowly and steadily. Jamshedpur, who arrived with much more power, disrupted the rhythm of the powerhouse Mohun Bagan Super Giant, and they exactly knew that they are ready to fight over here for every ball and punish at the smallest defensive mistake, and they did exactly that. A small mistake for the goalkeeper to palm that ball inside defense, not really reacting to that reaction to the goalkeeper, and Devendra, what a way he charged inside to get that equalizer. And now it brings to the last penalty shootouts, first of the tournament.
One final huddle by both the squads. Mohun Bagan, one felt, would have a cakewalk, but not really. There were some thorns in the road to the semi-final. There are some stings in those paths bedecked with roses. Had wonderful run in the group stage, 15 goals, but today in the knockout stage for the first time they conceded, the one from Devendra Mudgaonkar, and that was a wonder strike from Rasitoy Mitte. And we are heading for the first ever penalty shootout at this 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durant Cup. And really crunch time here at the Salt Lake Stadium. It could be anybody's.
Two goalkeepers, both experienced, and it's going to be interesting to watch how their experience turns out into saves, and that's going to be interesting to watch. Vishal Kayat will be the first man to defend, and Albino Gomez, or Gomes, he will be my man, the showstopper for Jamshedpur FC. If he can bring in that experience to really thwart those balls today, it's going to be very electrifying over here.
Yes, it is turn for the Red Miners, the one man with a golden glove in the Indian Super League. And this is time for Shreya, time for the Red Miners. Can he convert? Shreya to the roof of the net. Jamshedpur take a lead. Brilliant. And no clue for Vishal Kayat. They're up.
Brilliant piece of work over there. That composure, the strike, everything was perfect over here. Look at that. A short run up, but that pace in that ball to hit on the far corner was brilliant. No best goalkeeper in the world could stave that.
What a great finish that showed the amount of confidence in this youngster, this old 17-year-old, 18-year-old. And here comes one excellent veteran, India international, Rahul Veke. Can he put it to the back of the net? Rahul. Albino. Rahul does well to the right of Albino. It's 1-1 here at Salt Lake Stadium.
Brilliant work over here. What an experience he's got. He's the man who comes out from champion teams. And what he does, he hits it on the right place where the goalkeeper jumps. And the pace in the ball was enough to defeat him. Fantastic goal there.
Rainier Fernandez started it all with that brilliant hat-trick. But now is the time. That was a game against Sri Lanka. Today it's Mohun Bagan. And he knows it. Rainier has been in the Indian football ecosystem for such a long time. But again, pressure. Rainier to the right area once again, like theatre. And no shot stopper could ever reach that to the roof of the net. 2-1 in favor of Jamshedpur.
And the quality in that shot was absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Vishal Khet going the right way, but just could not get that acceleration of the ball going high in that top corner. What a shot that was.
It's time for the man making the debut. The Bosnian. He's got a head with eyes, they call it. So very cool. Samir to the right area. It's 2-all. It's level. And Mohun Bagan fighting back and answering each one of them. All the shots converted so far.
Yeah, great piece of work once again. The quality is shown over here by the quality player. Only if they could have shown that in the time, 90 minutes, that would have been better. But what a strike this is. Simply putting the goalkeeper out of that reach.
This man knows what Kolkata is. Was with the traditional rivals East Bengal Reserve. Had a wonderful again. Aman Seke puts it to the back of the net. Vishal Khet went to the right side, jumped well. But again, that quality in that conversion. 3-2. The Red Miners are up again.
Yeah, the speed of the ball, is faster than the reflex of Vishal Khet. Simply pounding it inside there. The height was good for a goalkeeper to save, but nevertheless, the power was there in this shot. Straight taking his team to 3-2.
Again, this is on the skipper. He missed one in the previous edition. Bose converts. This is brilliant. They call him the Lion King. He's lion-hearted and finished well. 3-all. It's all level once again.
Yeah, brilliant piece of work once again. That experience counts over here. Simply waits for the time that Albino goes on the other side. Just puts that ball inside with that pace at that corner. Really gives a lot of strength to his team over there, especially the goalkeeper. Super shot.
Now Abhishek Ambeka, one who has been across the different clubs. Vishal Khet is ready. Abhishek, so much of experience. He comes from Mumbai. Does it well. Put it past through Vishal Khet. 4-3 in favor of Jamshedpur FC. What brilliant finish that.
Yep, I think he was brought in 2 minutes before the final whistle, and he does justice to that. Look at that. He makes himself a little bit delayed a little bit. Saw the goalkeeper going the wrong way and put that ball right in the center of the post for a goal for his team.
It is turning out to be a mind game. And here's the all-time top goal scorer in the A-League, Jamie McLaren. He finishes in style. Clinical. 4-all it is. And all the shots so far have been converted, Henry. This is incredible.
Yeah, really incredible. I think that's something very explosive. Look at that shot from him. Simply knows what he is doing there. Puts the goalkeeper the wrong way and gives his team a breather.
Now pressure, real pressure on Vishal Khet, and the Red Miners skipper Pranoy Haldar, the one so very experienced, the world of experience with him, has played across clubs. And Pranoy knows what he is going through. Has been a mariner, was with the Mohun Bagan, different stints. His old club, Pranoy, but now with the Red Miners. He try and keep his cool. And a bit of a mind game here. The referee looking and waiting there. There's one other shot stopper. Abra. He was again the goalkeeping in the team. And Pranoy. This is moment of anxiety. Could turn out to be a moment of anguish as well. He tries to collect himself, Pranoy. And Vishal Kait should be concentrating. It's for all. Vishal is ready. So is Pranoy. That little run. Pranoy puts it past Vishal Kait. He scores against his old club. And it's 5-4. An advantage, Jamshedpur FC. Mohun Bagan have to score now.
Very influential here with that shot. Simply knows what he's doing. Look at that. When everybody thinks that this is anxiety, this is pressure, he just releases it with that foot, putting the goalkeeper on the wrong side. Brilliant piece of work. A captain's shot, we could say that.
And now to the youngster. One who had a hat-trick in the Kolkata derby. Kian Nasiri came in as a substitute. Mohun Bagan have worked well in the practice routine. And he converts. Strikes the crosspiece and goes back. 5-all it is. Excellent here.
Very sturdy there. Very sturdy, I would say. Very resolute. Look at that. He knows exactly. Look at the body turn over there. Goalkeeper moves, but the height was too high. Just goes into that far corner. Super shot, I would say. That's a penalty that a youngster takes and shows his experience on the field.
And now it's time. You miss one, you're out. It's 5-all. And what great moment is. One good save from Vishal Kait. Prabhat Lakra stops and he finishes again to the right. And he is also the one who knows a thing or two about the city of joy. 6-5 in favor of Jamshedpur FC.
Great work, great work. Waits for the goalkeeper to make his move there and just taps it in. Super penalty. We've seen this happening in the world stages. But what a calm finish that is from this man. Lakra showed what he was on the wings when he was playing. This is 90 minutes.
Anirudh Thapa here. Albino, can he make a save? Thapa, brilliant. 6-all. And they have done so very well on the practice pitch yesterday. They're missing nothing. 6-all here. Excellent. And now Pratik Chaudhary should be the one. So much of pressure now. Vishal Kait. Can he make a save? He's done excellently in the past. Pratik Chaudhary to the right of Vishal Kait. 7-6 in favor of Jamshedpur FC. Absolutely in body in perfect balance. And Vishal Kait dived to the left. And now it's everything depends on El Bato, the Spaniard, the world of experience. Albino Gomes is ready. Alberto, he finishes. It's 7-all. So each one of the penalty shots being converted so very well. Great conversion, great composure of mind. And Albino diving to the left. Needs one save or need one miss because the tie is not being broken. It's Bala now. Had a great game. And Vishal Khet tries to concentrate. One remembers what great tiebreaker he had against Hyderabad FC in the Indian Super League. This Vishal Khet made great saves. Can he do it now? This is the moment. Barla. And he puts it to the back of the net. Incredible. 8-7 in favor of Jamshedpur FC. Now it's turn for Mohun Bagan. And this was absolutely directed centrally, and having dived there, Vishal Khet did so very well. And now it all depends on Suhail Bhatt, this brilliant striker from Jammu and Kashmir. He comes from the mountain. Can he take Mohun Bagan Super Giant to the cloud 9? Can he? Suhail is ready. Suhail puts it. Albino dived and almost reached it. But Suhail to the back of the net. 8-all it is. Salt Lake Stadium. Nothing is being missed by both the sides. And Suhail, look at that. Albino, oh, got that touch. Right hand palmed it, but couldn't prevent it from going in. So again, this is a wonderful, not one penalty being missed. And each one of them did so well. They practiced so very well. That is Mama, the hat-trick man. Can he score here? Mama! Vishal Khet has made that defining save. I was talking about the save that he had made in the Indian Super League knockout stage. And this one, Mama, he's got a hat-trick, but here he has been denied. Vishal Khet, the man mountain. He comes from a small village called Rohro in Himachal Pradesh. And he takes the Mohun Bagan Super Giant to the cloud 9. And what now Mohun Bagan needs is to just convert. It's been incredible. And this is the man from Manipur, Abhi Mitai, had a wonderful tournament since he has joined the Mohun Bagan Super Giant last season. The referee Lakshya just sticking with his foot gear and his the shin guard as well. Albino Gomes make a save. Pressure on Abhimitai. This one strike can take Mohun Bagan to the last 4. He does! Mohun Bagan into the final 4. They have reached the semi-final, having beaten Jamshedpur FC in the penalty shootout 9-8 in favor of Mohun Bagan Super Giant. And Jamshedpur FC dejected. They go back and just have a look at that. Albino dived the right way. The sheer power from Abhimitai took it to the back of the net. He feels dejected. He feels resigned. But again, the Red Miners should go back with head held high. What great fight they've given here. at this quarter-final 3 in the 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durant Cup. And Mohun Bagan in